In this video, I'm going to be comparing the Babyark and the Cybex Sirona S. Now, these two convertible car seats are seemingly similar because they both have load legs, they both go in both directions, they both have enhanced side impact protection, but they're actually very different. And in this video, I'm going to be doing a comparison of these two convertible car seats. Here's the comparison. Okay, so here is the Babyark and here's the Sirona. They look very similar. And let me go through what they have in common. Number one, they both have load legs, and that's kind of unique for convertible car seats because most convertible car seats in America don't have load legs. And what the load legs does is it slows down the motion of the crash in the forward direction. And they both have, to some extent, anti-rebound panels. Let me show this to you. You remove the Babyark, and you can see, you can just remove it with that little latch thing in the middle. And here is the anti-rebound panel. Now, in terms of the Sirona, the thing that makes this, I guess I'll already go into the things that makes this different. So though the Babyark has a tether, it's actually optimized to be used without the tether and tested to be used without the tether. In fact, it performs better without the tether because what the load leg does is, again, it slows down the crashes in the forward direction, which is a very similar concept to the tether on of a car seat. So the Sirona, interestingly enough, what you do is you push this up to the top here, and that's when you can sort of twist it around. But you can see that the tether is attached to the car seat, and you need to use the tether with the car seat. So you can't just turn it around just without undoing the tether. What you have to do is you have to remove the tether from the back of the car seat in order to turn it around. So you'll see in a second, though that 360 mechanism works fine and quickly when the baby's in the rear-facing position, when the forward-facing position, there is this extra step of removing the tether. But anyway, behind here, you have this anti-rebound panel, which again slows the motion in the rear-facing direction. So like I said, these car seats go in the rear-facing and in the forward-facing position. So there is enhanced side impact protection. So you push this here, and the LSP system pops out. So what happens is that if you're in a crash, this absorbs the energy first, and then it really helps in terms of side impact collisions. 20% of crashes are from the side, so it's good to have enhanced side impact protection. Side impact protection, you can see there now there's 3 levels of side impact protection. There's the LSP system, there's the actual side of the car seat, and then there's this interior thing, and then actually with the infant insert, there's a 4th layer of side impact protection. With the Babyark, it's actually a little bit different. They also have, it's called the Babyark system, and this works differently like this. You can see the difference between the two. The Babyark system, this little stick mechanism that holds it out goes behind the baby. So if you're, God forbid, in the crash, the energies move behind the baby versus going straight on into the baby. Again, these are both very, very safe car seats, but you can see that it works a little bit differently. Also, there is a steel pin or metal pin inside here, which again absorbs the energy just a little bit more optimized than the Sirona, but again, they're both great seats, both have great side impact protection. Great, so let's talk about this in the rear-facing position. So you're gonna want this open next to the window and not open next to the child. So like I said, you have this in this raised up position, and that's how you swivel it around. And one of the reasons why you get a rotating car seat is because you're able to look at your baby when you install the car seat, and then what you can do is you can sort of turn it around. But again, with a Sirona, it's so upright that with a newborn, it's going to be a little tricky to do this. But you can, again, to go from the rear facing to forward facing, you don't really have to uninstall the car seat. But in terms of that swiveling, it's a little bit less useful compared to other rotating car seats. I'm hoping to do a full roundup of rotating car seats later this year, so subscribe to the channel. Okay, but again, you put it up to this top position, you spin it around, and then it's back in this position. And now it's in the rear-facing position, and then when you squeeze here, you can move it back into the fully reclined position. In terms of the Babyark, again, you pull out here, you remove this, and you're able to put it right in, and then you pull right here, and it goes into the recline position. They both have non-rethread harnesses. You lift up this little thing, this little tab, and it goes up and it goes down. Here it's plastic, goes up and goes down. Again, you want it at the shoulders and below in the rear-facing position, or just below the shoulders in the rear-facing position. So in terms of the Sirona, they have sensor safe. So sensor safe is something that Cybex has on many of their car seats, and it connects to an app and lets you know that if you left your child behind, you can, it will alert you so your child won't be left behind, God forbid, in a hot car. The Babyark has multiple sensors, also works with an app to let you know that if you left your child behind. Okay, you or a caregiver or a grandparent, you get the picture, left behind. In terms of installation, they also install quite differently. So what you do is you move this up to the top position, and then you spin it. You remove this little plate here, and in here is where all the magic is. This is where the tensioning plate is. So what you do is you lift over here, you lift this gray thing, and then there's a second with, you have to make sure this is all the way up to the top. And then what you're able to do, you have this like little metal-y thing. You have to lift this as well. I have this partially put in already. So I'll just pull this little, very convenient little red tab here that enables you to remove it. And I'll just loosen this for you just for fun. Okay, so what you do is to put it in, what you'll do is you take make sure that you always want to make sure that this is not twisted. My wife always used to catch twists when I used to install car seats for my children. Shout out to my wife, Sherry. You don't want to have your straps twisted. So I just click in that latch, take out a little bit of the slack from the belt, and then what you're going to do is, now here's your tensioning system. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this top piece, push it down, and what that's going to do, it's going to create some tension, and then what you're going to do is you're going to just cover this with this gray piece, and now that's less than 1 inch of movement at the base of what you want. And again, here's this anti-rebound panel, which if you're, God forbid, in a crash, again, the car seat will go in this direction and then recoil back, and this is going to just keep it more secure. And then what you'll do is you'll just cover this, all this mishigas up, as we like to say, with that gray piece, the plastic piece, and now you're good to go. And now you're in the rear-facing position, and then what you can do is you can turn it around and put it in the forward-facing position. I also just want to point out that the tether of the car seat is here. So there is that tether on the back. What you would do is you would have that tether go here, but then if you were to do the swiveling, you have to undo the tether in order to swivel the child. So the good thing about this is you only have to install the car seat base once. The downside is that you're going to have to undo the tether in order to use the swiveling action. With the Babyark, it works a little bit differently. What you do is it's done with a rigid latch. And the nice thing about the Babyark is that you can see the whole system right in front of you. So this is the base of the Babyark. So you're actually installing the base. It's similar to like an infant car seat base. And what you're going to do is you're going to click it in. And then the second thing is, it's really important that you do this. You need to put in your seatbelt as well. You switch over the retractor. Then what you do is you push this button. This goes to the top, and then you just make sure that your load leg is in the right position. And the thing about this, the Babyark, is that, I'm not sure if you saw my full review of the Babyark, but check the link below for my full review of the Babyark. They have something called a safe coil system. This is an energy management system that was developed for armored vehicles, which they put into the base of the Babyark, so that if you're, God forbid, in a crash, those safe coils are the things that absorb the energy in a crash. Pretty safe, pretty cool. And then once you have that seatbelt, that base installed, you can either put it in the rear-facing position or in the forward-facing position. Again, you can't swivel. There's no swiveling action. But again, you only have to install it once, and then you can have the child go in both directions. Again, you can't really swivel easily the Sirona anyway, so that makes it a little bit different. Then you just pop it in the base, and there you go. I'll just flip this around. Back in the forward-facing position, forward-facing to 65 pounds for both of them. If you have any questions about the Babyark or the Sirona S, please drop a comment below. I moderate all the questions. You can also DM me on Instagram. And if you like this video, please give us a like. And if you want to see more videos like these, please subscribe to Magic Bean's videos today. I'll see you in another video.